All right, so Trinidad and Tobago played Bolivia not too long ago. In Bolivia, international friendly, a warm-up game for them because they have an upcoming game at the end of the month, and we also have two games coming up at the end of the month versus Venezuela and Gabon in the FIFA series. So we went there to get a game to see some of our younger players, some of our, I guess, lesser experienced players. So with that regard, well, the result was 3-0. We lost 3-0 to Bolivia. In the grand scheme of things, again, because it's an international friendly, it doesn't really matter that much. The idea is that we had some youngsters coming in who we wanted to see, and this is all part of the rebuilding process for the next campaign that is coming up, the 2030 campaign, and also like Nations League and Gold Cup and that kind of thing. So we had four youngsters who were coming in: Ade Pamponet, James Lester, Kaim Lewis, and also Elijah Cordner. So we were kind of excited. I was kind of excited to see these youngsters play. And we also had several youngsters stepping up from the U20 team and several other youngsters in and around the national team that were to get their chance. So I remember doing a video to tell people, yeah, don't worry, don't get too nervous, because plenty of people were just thinking this would be a regular team that we would bring out and we would just get beaten pretty bad, honestly. Much to my surprise, and probably more to stick with the script of what people would have been thinking, even though we had some youngsters there, we went ahead and played a lot of our older players, a lot of the local based players, and it was clear to see, and as somebody kept reminding me, this is why they were worried, because Derek King has a different mentality. I would use that word, different mentality to Dwight York. And when you looked at the team that we started with, it was primarily defensive. Ade Pamponet and Ryan Telfer were the two options that were kind of going forward. And when you watch the game, you didn't really see you didn't really see much linking in the midfield. So you didn't really know. Obviously, Rampy was there, he was the captain, so he would have been the midfield player. But like, who was alongside him? I think Joven Jones was there. He was out of the game. We went again. So we went and we got two youngsters who playing out there in Europe. And also we had Toka, who, again, U20 player, who was playing pretty decent and was expected to get his chance. We started with the same old predictable backline. We started with Isaiah Garcia, Alvin Jones, Jesse Williams, Daniel Hospitalis, and Ross Russell Jr. We started with five across the back. Then ahead of them, as I said, was Rampy, who, I mean, he, compared to the speed of the game now, I think he doesn't really have that much again to give. Joven Jones, as I said, who was out of the game. Chauvinez Hamilton, who you didn't really see much of him in the game either. So I guess those were your three midfielders. And as I say, of those three, there was one who we could really talk about. And then Telfa and Pamponet. Telfa being the experience up front, he was able to kind of get a little more into the play. And Ade being the youngster, and I guess more accustomed with what there is out in Europe, was kind of in the wars and struggling a little bit to really find any kind of support, any kind of assistance. He didn't really get much. And the couple times he got a couple balls coming his way, he was thrown over and knocked down. And to that point, I know one of the guys that we know was a commentator. And to you, I would say, please don't mix up the people name, because I'm seeing a day pumping it on the ground and you keep saying Kaim Lewis, Kaim Lewis, Kaim Lewis. Come on, bro. That was adding a little bit to my frustration, because I was like, yeah, we supposed to know the players. These are our players. But I digress. Shout out to Jabari Bryce, because I think he did fantastic. The game ended 3-0, but I mean, if it wasn't for him and it was a lesser keeper, probably could have been 5-6. I think they were able to score 1 or 2 more. And I mean, even though Bryce had a very confusing moment in the game where he ran and realized he owed the box and head the ball down and then tried to run back, and I don't understand that sequence. But anyway, I think Bryce, who knows, you might hear he get something in Bolivia. Bolivia decide that, hey, he look good, he get a little small contract there. Anybody who get a contract outside Trinidad and Tobago at this point, take it. Develop your football and bring it back, I guess, when it comes to national team time, because clearly there is a gap. We saw our defense, again, as I said, being pretty clueless. Young Toka came in and he made a difference. He came in because Alvin Jones got an injury. I hope the injury not too serious. And well, he was able to walk off the field, so that was good. And that gave Toka his chance. Daniel Hospitalis came off and we saw Elijah Cordner came on. And again, that was one of the youngsters I wanted to see, and he did pretty okay. He tried to do a little too much at one point and lost the ball. And between him and Toka, they cleared it up. But again, all his nerves and jitters and playing on a big stage with a new team. So yeah, you'll get a pass there. I'll get it. But really and truly, there are some players who really kind of, there's it for them, boy, because I don't really see them making the national team again, or really shouldn't. I don't want to be too critical on Derek King, because I know he didn't have all the options. Again, this is not an international window. I would have liked to see something different from him, because I think this is the old, I don't want to say Angus E football, but this is the park the bus football that frustrates Trinidad and Tobago. And playing 5 in the back and all those defensive midfielders also. And the thing is, we had all of that and they were still finding all the spaces between our players, and it was kind of frustrating to look at. And I personally don't want us to go back to that type of football where you're frustrated every day trying to grind out a result and then come and lose the game in the end, because those were the Angus Eve days, although he had some good results. I think this is an opportunity for us to really give the youngsters more opportunity, because I really thought that this is what this would have been. I still wanted to see James Lester. I still wanted to see Kaim Lewis. So young Faustin came on and he made an impact one time. Saint Hilaire, the striker. The verdict is still a little bit out on you, personally, for me. But again, it really wasn't the best showing in the world. But trust me, we've seen that Bolivia. I think the last time we played Bolivia, we got 5. So numerically, we did better. Although coming at about the 60th minute, you could see that they were just kind of managing the game and taking it easy. But it was a good experience, I guess. Speaking to some of the guys already, they relished the opportunity and they liked the chance that they got to play on a big stage. So let's continue working, let's continue fighting. We have 2 more games at the end of this month. Again, big games. Venezuela and Gabon. I know these are also opportunities for us to see different players also, but all in all, again, really was kind of, we weren't expected to win this game. Let's just put it that way. And 3-0 is numerically not that bad. But there's definitely a lot more than that we expect from this team. And we want to see a coach with vision. We want to see a coach with ideas. We want to see a coach that builds confidence in his players and allows them to express themselves. Whether that is Derek King or not, the verdict is out on that. I have my reservations, and I think we should have another coach. But that is me, that is Marcus Tornell, the fan speaking. So you tell me your thoughts about the game. What did you see? Were you impressed? Which parts of the game impressed you? What do we definitely need to work on? And yeah, I just did this because I know that there would be people who want to share their thoughts, and I always again like to talk in the comments and share ideas, share, exchange information in the comments. So looking forward to hearing from you all, and let's continue fighting. We have 2 games coming up. We have work to do. Clearly we have work to do, but I do think that there were some bright sparks, and we could build from that. So tell me your thoughts, and as always, like, share, comment, and subscribe.